The crab that played with the sea. Before the far-off time came the time of the very beginning, and that was in the days when the eldest magician was getting things ready. First, he got the earth ready, then he got the sea ready, and then he told all the animals that they could come out and play. And the animals said, "Eldest magician, what shall we play at?" And he said, "I will show you." He took the elephant and said, "Play at being an elephant." He took the beaver and said, "Play at being a beaver." He took the cow and said, "Play at being a cow." He took the turtle and said, "Play at being a turtle." One by one, he took all the animals and told them what to play at. But in the evening, when everybody got tired, there came up the man with his little girl daughter sitting on his shoulder, and he said, "What is this play, eldest magician?" And the eldest magician said, "Ho, son of Adam, this is the play of the very beginning, but you're too clever for this play." And the man said, "Yes, I am too clever for this play, but don't forget to make all the animals to be obedient to me." Now, while they were talking together, poor Amma the crab, who was next in the game, left them and went into the sea, saying to himself, "I will play my game alone in the deep waters, and I will never do what this son of Adam will tell me to." Only the little girl daughter saw him go away. The play went on, and the eldest magician decided to walk about the world to see how the animals were playing. He went north, and he found the elephant stamping with his feet in the nice new clean earth. "Kan," said the elephant, meaning, "Is this right?" "Paya kan," said this eldest magician, meaning, "That's quite right." And the rocks around became the great Himalayan mountains, and you can find them on the map. He went east, and he found the cow in the field, and she licked her tongue round a whole forest at a time, and swallowed it. "Kan," said the cow. "Paya kan," said the eldest magician, and that place became the great Indian desert, and the other became the desert of Sahara, and you can see them on the map. He went west, and he found the beaver making a beaver house across the great rivers. "Kan," said the beaver. "Paya kan," said the eldest magician, and the fallen trees and the still water became the Everglades in Florida, and you may see them on the map. Then he went south and found the turtle playing in the sand, and the sand and the rocks flew through the air and fell far off into the sea. "Kan," said the turtle. "Paya kan," said the eldest magician, and the sand and the rocks became the most beautiful islands of Borneo, Celebes, Sumatra, Java, and you can see them on the map. By and by the eldest magician met the man on the banks of the Perak River, and said, "Ho, son of Adam, are all the animals obedient to you?" "Yes," said the man. "Is all the earth obedient to you?" "Yes," said the man. "Is all the sea obedient to you?" "No," said the man. "Once a day and once a night the sea runs up the Perak River and drives the water back into the forest and into my house. Once a day and once a night it runs down the river and draws all the water after it, so that I can't use my canoe. Is that the play you told it to play?" "No," said the eldest magician. "That is a new and a bad play." "Look," said the man, and as he spoke the great sea came up the mouth of the Perak River, till all the dark forests and the man's house were full of water. "This is wrong. Let's go and see who is playing with the sea," said the eldest magician. They took the canoe. The little girl daughter came with them. Then the sea began to run back, and the eldest magician stood up and shouted, "Ho, which one of you is playing with the sea?" Then all the animals said together, "Eldest magician, play the plays that you taught us to play, we and our children's children, but not one of us plays with the sea." Then the moon rose over the water, and the eldest magician said to the old man, who sits in the moon with a fishing line, because he hopes one day to catch the world, "Ho, fisherman of the moon, are you playing with the sea?" "No," said the fisherman, "I am fishing, and I hope to catch the world some day, but I do not play with the sea." And he went on fishing. Then the little girl daughter put up her little soft brown arms and said, "Eldest magician, when my father talked to you at the very beginning, and I saw one animal go away into the sea, and you didn't teach him his play." And the eldest magician said, How clever are little children! What was that animal like? And the little girl daughter said, He was round and he was flat, and his eyes grew upon stalks, and he walked sideways, and he was covered with strong shell. And the eldest magician said, How clever are little children who speak the truth! Now I know where poor Emma went. Finally they came to the place called Pusat Tasek, the heart of the sea, where grows the wonderful tree, and its nuts are magic. Then the eldest magician put his arm into the deep warm water, and under the roots of the wonderful tree he touched the broad back of poor Amma, the crab. Oh, said the eldest magician, now I know who is playing with the sea. And he said, What is your play, poor Amma? And poor Amma answered, Once a day and once a night I go out to look for my food. Once a day and once a night I return. Leave me alone. Then the eldest magician said, Listen, poor Amma, when you go out from your cave, the waters of the sea go out into Pusat Tasek, and all the beaches of all the islands are left dry, and the little fish die. When you come back and sit in Pusat Tasek, the waters of the sea rise, and half the little islands go down the seawater, and the man's house is wet. Then poor Amma laughed and said, I did not know I was so important. I think I will go out 7 times a day, and the waters shall never be still. And the eldest magician said, Poor Amma, come up, and we will talk about it. I am not afraid, said poor Amma, and he went up. There was nobody in the world so big as poor Amma, because he was the king crab of all crabs. He was taller than the smoke of 3 volcanoes. When he was coming up through the leaves of the wonderful tree, one of its great magic nuts went off, and the little girl daughter saw it and pulled it in the canoe. Now, said the magician, make a magic, poor Amma, to show that you are really important. Poor Amma tried his best, but he could do nothing because he was nothing more than a crab, and the eldest magician laughed. You are not important at all, poor Amma, he said. Now let me try. And he made the magic with his left hand, with just the little finger of his left hand, and poor Amma's hard, blue-green-black shell fell off him, and poor Amma was left all soft, soft as the little crabs that you sometimes find near the seawater. Indeed, you are very important, said the eldest magician. Shall I ask the man to cut you with his knife? And poor Amma said, Please, give me back my hard shell, and let me go back to Pusat Tasek, and I will only go out once a day, and once a night to get my food. And the eldest magician said, No, poor Amma, I will not give you back your shell, for you will grow bigger and prouder and stronger, and perhaps you will forget your words, and you will play the sea once more. Then poor Amma said, What shall I do? I am so big that I can only hide in Pusat Tasek, and if I go anywhere else, all soft as I am now, the sharks will eat me, and if I go to Pusat Tasek, all soft as I am now, I can never get out to get my food, and so I shall die. Listen, poor Amma, said the eldest magician, because he felt sorry for the crab. Well, I can make every stone and every hole in all the seas a safe Pusat Tasek for you, and your children for always. Then poor Amma said, That is good, but I haven't decided yet. Look, there is that man who talked to you at the very beginning. It was his fault you hadn't taught me my play. What will he do for me? And the man said, I can make a magic, and both the deep water and the dry ground will be a home for you and your children, so that you shall be able to hide both on the land and in the sea. And poor Amma said, I haven't decided yet. Look, there's that girl who saw me running away at the very beginning. What will she do for me? And the little girl daughter said, I can make a magic, and you will get a pair of scissors, very sharp and strong, so that you and your children can eat coconuts when you come up from the sea. Or you can dig a Pusat Tasek for yourself with the scissors when there is no stone or hole nearby. And when the earth is too hard, by the help of these same scissors you can run up the tree. And poor Amma said, I haven't decided yet, for all soft as I am, these gifts would not help me. Give me back my shell, eldest magician, and then I will play your play. The eldest magician said, I will give it back, poor Amma, for 11 months of the year. but on the 12th month of every year it shall grow soft again, to remind you and all your children that I can make magic. I am afraid that if you can run both under the water and on land, you will grow too brave. And if you can climb trees and crack nuts and dig holes with your scissors, you will grow too greedy, poor Amma. Then poor Amma thought a little and said, I have made my choice. I will take all the gifts. Then the eldest magician made a magic with the right hand, with all 5 fingers of his right hand. And poor Amma grew smaller and smaller and smaller, till at last there was only a little green crab swimming in the water near the canoe, crying in a very small voice, Give me the scissors. And the girl daughter picked him up and sat him in the bottom of the canoe and gave him her scissors. He opened them and shut them and said, I can eat nuts, I can crack shells, I can dig holes, I can climb trees, I can find a safe pusat under every stone. I did not know I was so important. Khan, is this right? Paya Khan, said the eldest magician, and he laughed, and little poor Amma jumped into the water. The man said, Now we must go back to Perak, and that is a very difficult work. It will take us a lot of time. You are lazy, said the eldest magician, so your children shall be lazy. They shall be the laziest people in the world. They shall be called the Malazi, the lazy people. And he looked at the moon and said, Fisherman, here is the man too lazy to get home. Pull his canoe home with your line, fisherman. And the fisherman let his line down till it touched the sea, and he pulled the whole deep sea along, till the canoe came into the mouth of the Perak River again. Khan, said the fisherman of the moon. Paya Khan, said the eldest magician, see now that you pull the sea twice a day and twice a night, for ever to help the Malazi fisherman, but be careful not to do it too hard, or I shall make a magic on you, as I did to poor Amma. Then they all went up the Perak River and went to bed. Now listen carefully. From that day to this, the moon has always pulled the sea up and down and made what we call the tides. And he is always very useful because of the eldest magician. And poor Amma, you can see when you go to the beach how all poor Amma's babies make little pusat for themselves under every stone on the sands. You can see them with their little scissors. And in some parts of the world they live on the dry land and run up the palm trees and eat coconuts, exactly as the girl daughter said. But once a year, all poor Amma must take off their hard shell and be soft. They will never forget what the eldest magician can do with them. And so, it isn't good to kill or hunt poor Amma's babies, just because old poor Amma was stupid and rude a very long time ago. Oh yes, and poor Amma's babies hate when you take them out of their little pusat and bring them home. That is why they bite you with their scissors, and it serves you right.